My son found a doll in the woods. I wiped the mud off it and placed it in the living room before heading to my bedroom to sleep. Just as I was about to turn off the light, I caught a glimpse of the doll staring intently at me, but when I turned around, it had returned to its original position. I thought I was hallucinating, but when I left the room again, the doll's eyes quietly moved. The next morning, my son insisted on going to the woods. He took me to where he'd found the doll and dug up some of its clothes. Suddenly, a dog and a man carrying a hunting rifle appeared. The man claimed to be the forest's guard and warned us that outsiders were not permitted to enter. But on his way escorting us home, I kept feeling the doll's gaze following us like a shadow. After returning home, I felt something was off. Why had my son specifically gone to retrieve the doll's clothes? After discussing it with my husband, we decided to get rid of it. As we approached our son's bedroom door, we heard him talking. We were both shocked and delighted our son had been diagnosed with autism and hadn't spoken for 2 years, yet now he was chatting with the doll. The next day, we consulted a psychologist. The doctor said it was necessary to keep the doll, as it could help with his language recovery. So we abandoned the idea of throwing it away. But from then on, my son seemed like a different person. He began treating the doll as if it were a real person, and even wrote down 10 rules for taking care of it. One rule was to feed the doll. The last rule stated that he and the doll would be together forever. Later, I found a torn stuffed toy in his room. My son said the doll had done it. Angry at him for lying, I locked him in his room to reflect and read. When I turned around, the doll had disappeared from the sofa. I pushed open my son's bedroom door. It was sitting eerily on the chair. My son came in and admitted his mistake, but this response did nothing to allay my suspicions. I secretly looked through my son's sketchbook. It was filled with horrifying images. At that moment, my son suddenly appeared behind me, his eyes fierce, making my blood run cold. I decided to stop following the previous rules. At dinner, I refused to allow food to be placed on the doll's plate, but my son protested with a hunger strike, saying he could go without eating, but the doll must eat. The moment I walked into the kitchen, I heard a loud crash. When I returned to the living room, the table had been overturned. My son wrote down a line of words to show me.